Dave. This is Mike in Georgia. You've reached a training call for this Tuesday evening. And I believe someone else rang in.
It's Thursday, isn't it?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It
It's March the 27th, whatever day that is. Ah. Oh, someone else just joined us. Maybe they can verify what day we're at. Where we at?
Well, I hear Mike and David, so I'll tell you. Today is the 27th, and it's a Wednesday, Thursday.
I was thinking, say if you say Wednesday, we're gonna have even another day here. I was calling it Tuesday.
That's what it says on my calendar.
I was calling it Tuesday, and Dave told me it was Thursday, and I guess he's right. It just doesn't seem like the weeks got by that quick, but it did. Oh man, glad to have y'all in here tonight.
Well, time flies when we're having
Yep,
fun,
I
I guess.
reckon.
well, I don't know about fun. I've been in the hospital all day, and the doctor told us to pull the plug on her, and we told him we wanted another opinion. The second doctor came in, and he said he thought, go ahead, somebody.
Okay, this is Mike in Georgia. You've reached the Winter Team Training Call for Thursday evening. Please tell us who you are, where you're calling from.
This is Corinne.
Well, glad to have you in here.
Hi,
Good
Corinne.
evening.
Good evening.
David, tell us the rest of your story real quick here before we go too far.
All right, well, one doctor wanted us to pull the plug on the daughter today, and then we set her foot down, wanted another opinion, and the other doctor came in, and seems to think she'll make it because she's only 33, but she's still a real sick girl. They've taken off about 11 liters of fluid off of her.
Wow, that's a lot.
Sorry to hear that, David.
Yeah, well, she'll go to a better place. If she dies, she'll be up there where she'll be having a brand new body and dancing and all that good stuff and singing. Yeah.
That's true.
So.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, go ahead.
The young lady you're talking about, is she born again? Is she saved?
Yes, she is. She's a born again Christian, and she has she has a whole lot of souls that she's led to the Lord.
Okay. All right. That was my only question because I hear a lot of people say that they just naturally assume everybody's gonna go to heaven, and that's my first question: is are they saved? And
Yeah, she's born again. You know, it's a gift from
Okay.
God.
All right, but I'm just saying, a lot of people just assume that, they go to heaven by their good deeds alone. And I'd have to tell people, look, you guys are misinformed. Until you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you guys are being misled. So I always ask when people just assume that people are going to heaven when they die. So like I said, so I just have to ask that question when I hear something like that. So, well, that's good news. I'm glad to hear it.
Well, thank you. Okay, I'm done with my story.
Well, that's okay. We're glad to hear about it, David. We're not glad for the total news, but at least one doctor there thinks she's gonna hang on,
Is
and
this
that's great. And maybe
is this his daughter or a relative or something or
Yeah, that's my daughter,
what's her name?
Linda. Oh, excuse me, Linda Marie Mincy.
Okay, I'll put her on my prayer list.
Okay. Well, it don't hurt for more to jump on there.
Mincy. Okay.
Yeah, that's spelled Mincey. The
C-E-Y.
football
Okay.
player, the football player spells it Mincy, but mine has an E in it.
Okay. I go to a prayer meeting tonight at my church, and I'll put her on the prayer list.
Okay.
all right. Well, Good evening, everyone. This is the Winning Team Training Call, and we are glad to have all of y'all in here. And we're kind of waiting around, give a few more minutes to see if anybody else wants to come in and join us here. But if anybody's got anything they want to bring out right now, go ahead and do it. We'll open the mic up and just let it go for a while.
I can't think of anything right now. But after I get off the call, I'll say, "Oh, man, I forgot that."
Yeah, well, that's all right. That's what a pencil and paper's for.
Yeah, I got
Not a
that
bad.
too. Right here and ready.
Write them questions down, and we get them answered. That's why we're here. I can't promise you I got all the answers, but we got somebody that does, I'm sure.
I did a PR. I haven't put it on IBO yet about my experience with this job that I'm doing, and what it has taught me. That because I know yesterday, a couple of days ago, I was really feeling discouraged and I wanted to give up. And I realized that what I was doing was not as easy as I thought it was. And so I wanted to give up, and I had to look myself in the mirror and say, you know what, you are not giving up on this or anything else in your life. So you might as well forget that, devil, get that thought out of my mind. I'm not giving up. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I just said, I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna take this to the end. I'm gonna finish this to the end. Because there's a lot of times in my life I have given up on situations where it got rough, or I figured out, or I just got lazy, or I just felt like, this is not going to work. I'm not seeing any results, and you just give up. And I'm tired. That's just been my attitude. I do it for a while. I don't see any results. This ain't going to work, and I give up. So, and I move on to something else. And the same thing happens. So I just said to myself, you took on this challenge. You know why you're doing it. You need to make this money. So there's other things you want to do. And just, don't give up. Just go for it. In the end, it'll make you feel so much better that you've accomplished something and you didn't give up. And you stuck it all the way out. So today was a kind of a rough day because I went to church Wednesday night and got a lot of signatures, in church at Bible study and it's like I went this morning. I went to the office and turned my paperwork in, but it was like on my way there, I went past the senior citizen center, here in Joliet, and I used to volunteer there, and I thought about the people that sit around the table. There was a knitting group of ladies that sit there and knit, and I used to go there every Thursday and knit with the ladies and talk, because I've been knitting since I was in high school, and it's something I like to do, and I hadn't been in a while. So my main thing was I looked at what was my purpose, what was my motive for going in there. Was I going in there to socialize and to talk to people, or was I going in there just to get signatures? What was my motive? So my motive was to go in there to get signatures, and that was it. But then I got in there and I felt guilty because I felt like I was being a phony. I wasn't going in there when they saw me, it was like, oh, look who's here, and they were so glad to see me and so forth and so on. I just felt like a phony. It's like, you're using these people, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I got one lady's signature. She said, what is that paperwork you have? And I showed it to her. So I got one signature, but I just couldn't go around the table and just like, I just felt I didn't feel like my motive was right. So I said I was going to go back next Thursday and sit around the table and talk and chit-chat with them and then, talk to them about getting signatures and stuff. But I just didn't feel my motive was right. And I went on to the office, turned my paperwork in, and I was going to come home and do some things here at the house that I had been putting off and doing, and so but I ended up going out riding around getting signatures from people I know, and I ended up getting almost a full sheet. I got 12 signatures before I finally came home. So that's basically, what happened with me today. So tomorrow, this weather doesn't make it very, conducive or very nice or make you feel like you want to get out there and do anything. So, but still, you got to do what you got to do. So it's kind of a challenge for me right now, what I'm doing, and it's really a challenge. It's really a challenge, and I'm like, that's all I can say. It's a challenge right now for me, and I have to motivate myself and talk to myself every day, that you got to do this, and so that's basically where I'm at. And I just feel like this is something that, even in doing a business and doing this and doing anything, everything is a challenge, and even though things don't go the way you expect them to go, you don't get the response that you want to get, you still got to stick in there and fight it out to the end. And eventually, things will start happening.
The story you have just relayed to us, I'm so glad that you did, because that's the story of this business. That's the story of the network marketing business. So many people come in and they think they're going to have instant success. They think that success is going to happen, just at the drop of a pen. It's going to happen. And it doesn't. And they get discouraged and they quit. That's one of the things that we as a team are fighting to prevent. We're striving to, to help people learn that, it's not going to happen overnight. But it will happen if you just stay with it and keep going and keep just doing the things that are necessary to get it done. And don't give up. I had a fellow once told me a long time ago. I was sitting in a conference one time, and he said that, and he was relating things to a football game, but he was relating the business to a football game, and he said, it's never over. You've never lost until you walk off the field. As long as you stay in there on the field, and as long as you keep trying, as long as you keep the fight up, you're going to win eventually. But the second that you walk off the field and give up, it's over and you lost. And that's just the story that you were just relaying to us right there. And I appreciate that so much. If we could all just tie that to our business, just understand that that's what the business is. If we just stay with it and keep doing the things that we're doing, and make sure that every day that you're doing a little bit, make sure every day that you're doing, what has to be done, and you will succeed. You will succeed, and that's why we're here. We're here to help people succeed and help them keep on keeping on, taking that one next step. Has anybody else got anything they want to bring forward tonight?
Yeah, it's about time for Sandy to come in.
Maybe a little early. I've been working on putting together a new video all day today. And, hopefully we'll have it released.
I like that video.
Yeah,
I like that video you put out. I think it's yours. The one, the heart of a champion.
That's I did post that up one time, but that's not. Oh yeah, the heart of a champion. Yeah, I did. The PR there
Yeah.
about the heart of a champion. That
No, yeah, I think that's where I
that
seen
that
it.
that was me that did that, and I was actually referring to my to my daughter, my not my daughter, my granddaughter, and my daughter, her mother. Uh, both of them are have overcome challenges in their life. Both of them have overcome real challenges, reasons to quit and give up. My daughter, who's 40 something years old now. I don't know how old exactly. She'll soon be 41 in another month or so. Um, when she was young, when she was younger, in her early 20s, early 30s, late 20s, something like that, she was involved in a car accident, and she had a lot of surgery done to her feet and legs, and the doctor told her that by the time she was 30 years old, well, this is 40, I'm sorry, by the time she was 40 years old, that she wouldn't walk again, that she'd be permanently in a wheelchair, and that she just would not be able to walk. She, day after tomorrow, will be testing for her black belt in Taekwondo.
I'll be dog.
She's lost. She was real heavy. She's lost down 120 pounds. Lost 120 pounds. She's trimmed up. She is physically fit. She not only walks, she runs. Every morning she's out, running a mile or two. She's and my granddaughter, her daughter, was born 2 months premature. She was just a little over 4 pounds when she was born, and she had most all your premature problems and struggles, and she has overcome every one of them. She's now about to be 13 years old, and she is
Mm.
a black belt, sixth degree. And in another couple months, she's going to be testing for her second Dan black belt uh, in Taekwondo. So that's where that heart of a champion come from. They had every reason in the world to give up, every reason to quit, and nobody could fault them for quitting, but they didn't. They did not quit. They kept on keeping on, and today they're a success story. So that's where that came from.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah, I was searching around for it on your YouTube channel, and I never could find it.
I'm not sure where it is. I got so many things there.
I thought I'd mention that. I didn't know I was gonna. I mean, that's not a bad story. That's a
Well,
heartfelt story. I
it's
mean,
it's
you know,
it's it's the
it,
attitude that we need to apply. Like I said, just what Corrine was telling us about, and the same thing there is what we need to apply. Just if we get out and we go out and we find somebody that we think just gonna be the greatest and latest thing in the world, and we try to present our program to them, and they say no, and we could get discouraged and just give up. But rather than giving up, what we need to do is just keep on keeping on. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia.
there's Sandy.
Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hey, it's Sandy. I'm
You're
keeping on, keeping on.
keeping on. Well, Sandy, we appreciate you keeping on, keeping on. We're glad to have you in here this evening.
Hi, Sandy.
We're
Yeah.
relaying some emotional story, but basically what we're saying is when life kicks you down, and when things look the darkest, the time to pick up and just keep on getting on and saying, I'm not going to quit. Life's not going to beat me. I'm going to win. And have the heart of
That's
a
right.
winner.
Absolutely. And Doug and I are here to prove it. Boy, we went through some pretty awful
know you
times
have.
a couple of years ago, and we just, didn't lose faith, and God provides, and somehow you get through it.
And I know you've gone through some pretty rough times here lately because of the real estate business. It hasn't done you any favors.
Yeah.
But even that's going to come back. Just reading an article in the paper the other day about how the real estate and housing prices in the Atlanta area is going up, double digit increase.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Good news.
I thought it was good news too because I'm in the Atlanta area.
Yeah.
But the point is, don't let life get you down. Just pick up and keep on keeping on and say you're going to win. You got the heart of a winner. Keep on going. Take that one more step, and you will be there. All right, I'm started out preaching here right and early. I don't mean to be preaching, y'all, but sometimes I get going down that track. Oh man. We got anything else going on? Anybody got anything they want to bring up?
Well, I got in my back office there, and I got that lady walking out on the screen off of my.
Alrighty. On your capture page there.
Yeah, one of them. I got two of them on my front page on my social page now, and I got that one where that lady walks out on the screen.
That just adds a little extra touch there when they come out and they say just invite people to go ahead and fill the form out and join us on the inside.
Although she ain't came out yet. I don't know what's up with that. I'll
She
have to
hiding
do it
from you?
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
David, how's your daughter?
One of the doctors today wanted us to pull the plug on her.
Oh.
But we told him no, and I asked her, I said, well, what do you want to do, Linda? And she threw her fist up in there, and she said, I want to fight with that tube hanging down. She's talking with her hands and trying to do sign language and stuff like that, but she's
Good for her.
she's wanting to, and then we had a second opinion come in today. Another doctor came in and assessed her, messed her whole day up because he put her through heck looking at her, and testing her, but he says he thinks she's going to make it because she's only 33. He said he said that if she was 70, I would feel different about it. Well, that's where we're at, and I'm going to go back up there after the call. I've been up there all day, and I said, I'm going to go home and do this. I'm going to get engaged, and then I'm going to, after this call, I'm going to go back up there and stay by her side all night. So.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Well, you just share with her what we've been sharing there. Keep fighting. Never give up. That's what Winston Churchill told the British people. Never give up. And
never give up.
And they didn't, and they come out victorious. So it's
well, I've with my banner that I run a test on. It has exploded my associate, people that want to associate with me. But man, they really want you. They want you in their program, don't they?
Well, that's the way it is, and that's fine. That's great. Talk to them about their program. That don't mean you got to get in their program, but what you want to do is find out how about their program, how they're marketing their program, what are they doing, what tools are they using, and eventually what you're going to do is find out what needs they have. That's your main goal. Is just carry on a
Yeah.
conversation with them. Get engaged, and find out. That's what you're doing, is searching for what their needs are, because when you find their needs, you have a solution for their needs. You have a solution. No, it doesn't matter what their need is. You have the solution for their needs. And when you can share with them, you know what you have that will solve their problems, solve their needs, they'll be willing to listen to you. And then perhaps you can help them understand you're not trying to compete with them with their business. You're trying to help them build their business by providing them with the tools and training and other things necessary for them to build their business. So and at that point they'll be glad to join you too.
Yeah.
It, but that's what it's all about. As you are making these associations, and that's the greatest thing in the world. But engage with them, talk with them. Get to know them. And don't come out right up front and just throw up on them, throw your business in their face, because they got a business too. They don't really want to hear about yours. They
Well, that's what they're doing with Empower Network. They're showing up all over me,
Yeah.
man. They're trying to sledgehammer me.
uh,
So,
I'm not gonna get into Empire Network, because I can give you about as many reasons not to be in Empire Network as they can give you to be in there. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna be negative about any of them. Any business can be built, and any business can be successful if as long as they're a legitimate business. Uh, and so, but your job, your job is to associate with these people, and don't just I don't even tell people what business I'm in to start with. I just don't do it. Other than networking, I tell them I'm in network marketing, and I'm you know my my number one goal, my business is to help other people succeed in their business. That's all I'm gonna tell them about it to start with. And I'm gonna
yeah.
learn what they're doing, learn how they're doing it, what tools they're using, what's working for them, what's not working for them, what it's costing them, and by getting all that information, I can figure out what their needs are, what they really need to accomplish their goal, and then I can show them how I can fill that need. And it works. It really does. It's a little bit slower process. I mean, yeah, everybody would like to just get out there and go on a safe list or something and throw out 5,000, 10,000 people, and throw your link out there, and hope all of them clicked on that link and join your business real quick. But they won't do it, I guarantee you, because they're more concerned about getting you to join their business. And well, what you want to do is show them how you can help them. There's a phrase I like. I'm not sure where it come from, where it originates at. It's not my original phrase, but it's one I like, and it says that people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You know,
Yeah.
I could
That's
throw
right.
you the old Zig Ziglar phrase that everybody always quotes, but I like that better. It says the same thing. You can have anything in life you want as long as you help enough other people get what they want. And but people really don't care how much you know. They don't care about your business. They don't care what your business is. They don't care how good it is until they know how much you care about them and helping them succeed. And then once you've done that, you've opened the door, and they're willing to look at what you have. Even at that, everybody's not gonna not gonna join your business, but you know, the ones that do are the ones that'll succeed because they know you are there to help them. Y'all get me started every time, don't you?
Yeah, I know I could.
Mike, that's what you're best
I
at.
guess I am.
You're the team cheerleader.
Well, yeah. That's kind of what this business is about, is cheerleading.
Yep. Absolutely.
I've been working on putting a video today together, and I hadn't even started the video itself. I've just been putting the presentation together, the slides together, and everything. Hopefully, I'll have it for you next week, and y'all will be able to see it and tell me I'm crazy or tell me how good it is. One of the two. It don't matter.
We're gonna get to do screen share next week.
Yep, we can do screen share next week. Actually, the screen share is up and running tonight. If y'all want, but it's not doing much of just showing the winning team, you know, opening screen there.
Mike, this is a little off the subject, but is there an easy place to go and learn HTML?
Yeah. HTMLdog.com.
Yeah? Okay.
You know,
Yep.
Sandy, what I've done in I bought a long time ago. I bought books. I bought some great big old thick books, and
Oh.
all about HTML and how to put the only one of them I ever read that I bought. The rest of them just sat on the shelf and gathered dust. The only one I ever read was HTML for Dummies.
That'd be for me, yeah.
That one helped me learn how to build a basic website, and then I realized I could go to Google and I could Google, you know, HTML codes, and I could get charts, and it gave me all the different tags and codes and everything, and I could learn what they all do, what they meant that way, and then the best thing in the world I found, best way in the world I found to start learning HTML was, first of all, just do it, and making my own mistakes and figuring out how to fix those mistakes. But one thing that I did when I went out on the website, on the internet, and I'd find somebody that was doing what I wanted to do, and I'd copy what they had done, and then I would dissect it. I would see I'd look at every line of code they had and see, well, why did they put this code here? Why did they do this? And that worked for me for a while. I learned how to write websites. Then they started coming out with this HTML5 and CSS and all that good stuff, and then I think I just got old, and it went right by me over my head. So now I've resorted back to using things like Weebly and other programs like that, because I just, they're pretty much what you see is what you get type thing, and I like that too. So
Yeah, that's fine. No, they dropped the bomb on us yesterday. We went to a realtor meeting, and they're putting in a new MLS system, and a lot of the signature and things that you're going to be sending out to clients is going to be HTML based, and you need to know HTML to do it. So I'm thinking, oh, great. At my stage of life, you know.
yeah,
we thought maybe we better
I
learn it.
understand. My best solution is, is find somebody else that's done it and look at what they did and copy what they did and then
Mm.
dissect it. You know, that's the way I did it. And Dave's right. There are places out there on the web. He just gave you one, and I'm sure there's others that will help you learn and teach you. And there's all kind of books and stuff like that you can get. Like I said, the only book I ever read was HTML for Dummies, and that one's so far out of date now. I don't know if it'd do anybody any good. But uh,
Well, I got a basic idea because just like you said, seeing what other people do, I know you have to have the symbols and put things in between the A and blah blah blah. So I got an idea what needs to be done.
it's
I just want to get some learning
yeah.
about it.
Well, that's the route I would go. Go to that place that Dave just mentioned, and
Mm.
like I said, you can just go to Google and put in HTML tags, and it'll give you a whole listing, a whole pages of HTML tags, and
That's right. I had heard about that. That's right. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, forgot about
and
that.
most of the time, if I need to know something, that's what I do is I go out there and on Google and just add and do that, and then when I get what it is, I sit there and try to figure it out, and I'll plug it into my website and then try to and see what happens. And sometimes I get good results, and sometimes the results ain't good at all. And the other day, I was working on a website, the same thing that I'm putting together this video about. The website was really just a preliminary thing for the thing, but I had spent the whole day writing a website, and then I went and added a picture into it, and I thought I was doing it all right. And when I looked at what I had done and looked at the results, half the website was gone, never to be found again. So
Oh no.
I pretty much had to start all over. But that's how I've learned over the years, is by doing it and then looking at what the result was and then figure out how to fix what I did. So I'm getting pretty old now. I'm ready for somebody else to do the writing. That's one of the things I like about Stiforp so much, is so much of what I used to try to create on my own is already done there. It's already done for me. The landing pages and the capture pages and the database, and the autoresponders, and it's all there for you. It's already done. Dave was talking about the lady coming out on your screen there and talking, and that's
Yeah.
already done for you. I don't know if my brain's smart enough to figure that part out and make that happen nowadays or not.
I sure.
So I'm thrilled to death at the tools that Stiforp has provided and given me, and there's a couple other programs that I use that are mostly tools that are already there, so that I don't have to create this stuff. And sometimes I can come out with
Hmm.
a fairly decent product, simply by using tools from other people. And a lot of things, a lot of what I've done is, if I write a bit of code that worked for me, I save it, and then next web page I'm going, I go, I'll look see if that same code will work in that one. So if it will, I'll go over and get it and copy it and put it in the next web page. So and sometimes I can do that and just change a little bit of data one way or the other, and it works out that way too. But like I said, you having the Stifort tools has made life a whole lot easier for me. And most of what I do is pretty straightforward and simple and not complicated. But and that's the way my mind works. It's straightforward, simple, and not complicated. The simpler, the better.
Yeah.
Oh. Don, you being awful quiet over there tonight. If
Yeah.
you got anything you want to bring out to the group?
Oh, not really. But talking about HTML, I'm pretty much like you. I taught myself in the beginning, and then when it got into CSS and all that, that's when I said it's time to leave that to somebody else, and I started using text HTML editors that pretty much did the heavy work.
Yep.
But in the beginning, it was pretty easy. It's got to be pretty complicated now.
I thought
At least
I
for
was the
me.
only one that thought that.
No, I agree with you. It just got to be where you had to run to keep up with it, and I couldn't see the running when there was tools out there that would do the running
It's
for you.
already done the work. All you got to do is just use it.
Yeah.
Sandy, what I could say about your MLS, you I guess you're talking about emails and stuff like that. They're gonna have to be done in HTML. Basically, if you can find some that or some samples where somebody else has done it, and just copy what they've done and go in and change what has to be changed, like your name and other data and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and use it.
Yeah, we have our Trinity signature on our emails, of course, it comes from our own email. But coming out of the system, it's plain white bread, blah. So, you'd like it to look pretty impressive when you're sending it out to a client. Because it would be nice to be able to send emails directly from the system. So I was just thinking, but you're right. I mean, I could probably wait on seeing some samples and figure it out from that. And if not, I can always send it to you and dissect. Figure it out for me.
You probably could get Doug to do it. I've seen some of Doug's work, and he does real good work. So, real good work.
He does, and he's real clever. He doesn't have any problem with poking around until he figures it out.
That's
That's
the only way I've been able to survive is poke around till
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
got
Dave.
a question. In the back office, where I told you before, there was, I had 54 hits, and one fellow filled out the form, and his email address is in there, and he opted out. But up above that, up above the whole box set, it says export. What does that mean? Does that mean if you hit that export button, you can export it out into your email list, or should I use that as an email list?
Are you talking about under your my business contacts? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about this little export? Well, you can't unless you're on the screen there and you can't see what I'm doing. But what export means is you can. Well, of course, you can always do what I do is just click on it and see what happens. But what that means is you can export your list, your database there, in a comma separated value list and save it.
Oh, in other words, I can put that in a folder on my
Yes, you can
computer.
put it in a folder on your computer. It's a .csv form, and .csv just means comma separated. and which is way most databases and other programs where that you want to import this information into, or usually require you to have a comma separated, format. So when you click on export, that's what it does. It allows you to export the whole list there, which is a good thing to do every now and then. Save it, and you that way you've got it to use and use with other programs and things like that.
Okay. Now, my next question, Mike, please forgive me. I've been through heck
It's
the
okay.
last week, 10 days. So, if I missed it, I apologize for bringing it up. But you had told me that you was going to send me a link to, what's the name of it? 12-second commute. Or 20-second commute, or whatever it was. And I haven't seen it.
Well, I'll make sure that I'll send it to you again, and that's another program. It's actually an opportunity you can use to make money with if you wanted to, but I use 12-second commute because it has a whole lot of, getting right back to what we was talking about with Sandy. It has a whole lot of things in there that I can use that I don't have to do it myself. you know, with when I'm building web pages and stuff like that, or just doing various things, I can, they've got the tools in there that I can go and copy and use them into building whatever I'm wanting to do. So it's just been a useful tool to me. But I'll send you the link to it. I don't want to give that out over here.
Okay.
I'm not promoting 12-second commute to the team here. But
Okay.
that's what it's about. And actually, it's a free program that you can sign up with. They do have upgrades that would then that cost you money, just like almost everybody else in the industry. But to start off with, it's just a free program that and they have a lot of stuff in there. You can best thing to do is I'll send you the link. You can just go in and look around in it and see what's in there that you can use to do the the task that you want to do.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Something's wrong here, Don. Chris is beating you out up here on IBO Exchange right now. I'm running into all her links here all of a sudden.
She got more than I do, huh?
Here in the last few minutes, it's all been hers. Usually most everything I get up there is either yours or Dave Whitmer's. But
Now you've set a fire up under him. He's gonna be cluttering it up tomorrow.
well, I'm gonna tell you what. I know. The IBO Exchange is just that. It's a exchange to build traffic and stuff like that. But I found it. I let it run on this other computer up here in this screen, and it just runs all the time. And of course, when it times out, I go and click on the next one and the next one. But Don post, the Don's things comes up, and mostly a lot of his PRs and things like that he's posted out of IBO. And my problem is I'm sitting, and while the timer's timing out, I can start reading, and then I read it, and I forget about the timer altogether. I'm reading all his PRs and stuff like that. It's interesting. So I appreciate what he's put up there. But
Well, I'll confess, it's kind of a selfish reason that I do that, because it gets me page views, which helps my Google AdSense.
yeah,
But like you say, I think my blogs are pretty
I think
good,
they are.
and it
Sure is.
gives them something to read while they're waiting on the timer.
Problem is it takes me longer to read it than the timer, so I wind up just sitting there and forgetting the timer's timed out and keep reading.
Well, I'm going to be putting a new blog on there probably tomorrow. It's called IBO Toolbox Primer.
All right.
It's basically for new users
That
of
sounds
IBO.
interesting.
I'm a new user.
I'm gonna,
It'll probably be
I'm
interesting
gonna, I'm
to
gonna,
me.
I'm gonna recommend it. Everybody
Okay,
look
well,
at that one.
I'll send you the link when I get it done, Dave.
Okay.
Sandy has done Sandy, if I can brag on you a little bit, you've done an excellent job with PRs here the last few days. This past week, I've been reading them, and I've just one of them really promoted the team, and that was fantastic too. So, but I really enjoy your PRs as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Andy, thank you for the mention in that. I shared that
I
all
did too.
over.
I mentioned you all. You too, David.
This is
Yeah, I know. I know, and I enjoyed it too, because we have some pretty good leaders with a whole lot of knowledge.
We sure do.
This is Corinne. Can I butt in for a
Absolutely.
minute?
Yeah.
I'm listening to you guys talk about IBO and your PRs and all you're doing, and I'm feeling a little left out
Well, what's wrong with that?
because, well, yeah, I am because, I bought the book from Don, about IBO, and I read it. He gave a good point, but I'm still learning IBO. I don't understand it. I will admit it. I don't understand it. I'm not good at PRs. When it comes to talking about businesses or things like that, I can write PRs about things that interest me or things that's on my mind and stuff like
If I
that.
can
But
interrupt
when it
you
comes
just
to
a second, that is the magic key. That is the magic. Is
What?
write about things that interest you. Write about things about you. People don't care about your business. They want to read about you. They want to learn about you. They want to learn about things that interest you because that's probably things that'll interest them. And when you do that, they get interested in what you're writing. They'll keep coming back looking for more. That's Don's secret,
Okay,
by
but
the way.
but
I'm giving it away.
Don writes very good PRs and stuff like that, and he's all over the place. I just I saw you had friended me, and I accepted. The other people on the line, I'm not familiar with you guys, so but what I'm saying is that I don't get a lot of I'm not consistent, and I know I'm not consistent on IBO every day. I try to be, like, I get up in the morning, I try to say good morning or something, but I'm gone all day long, taking care of this other thing that I'm doing, trying to get these signatures, and when I get back home, I forget about it half the time to go back on and say things. I really haven't been putting a lot of time into doing a PR. Like I said, I did a PR about what I'm going through right now, and I should be able to put that up, but I'm just saying that I see all your interaction and what you're talking about and things like that, and it's like, it's just sometimes sometimes it might be days before I go up back on the IBO or say anything and stuff like that because my mind is just, I forget about it, and I got so much other stuff on me and I'm tired. I'm tired of saying I'm tired, but yes, literally, I be tired. My back be hurting me and so forth. So it's just like, I just feel kind of like when I think my last PR, I don't think anybody even looked at it, you know.
Hmm.
And I'm not mad at nobody. I understand it because, you know, they feel like, well, you know, she only comes on every once in a while or doing whatever. So, you know, nobody really looked at the last PR that I did. Um, so, you know, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's just, I'm listening to you guys and I'm just feel kind of like, you know, lost, you know, like not in
We
the,
don't we don't want you to feel
uh,
lost. We want you to learn from our experiences and you know, stuff like that. You don't you know you got the absolute best IBO trainer, best IBO person you could have as you know right here on this call tonight, and that's not me. By any means, that's not me, but that's our Mister you know featured member of the day 11 times, and his that's Don. Don is the best,
right.
but and so I shouldn't be serious, you know, telling you what to do. Don should be telling you about it. But you know, if you got questions, you can always ask him. Don'll be glad to help you and glad to answer you. But you know, don't make it a chore. Don't make it a you know something that you know a job you feel like you got to do and you regret. You know, you don't want to have to do it. You don't want to spend it. Make it fun. Make it fun. You know, when you have something interesting that happened to you, you know, in a day or something like that, and you got a few minutes and you get on there and type about that interesting, you know, little anecdote and story. You don't need what 250 words, I think it is, or something like that. Real short, but people like to read that. People like to read that, and you got the opportunity when you're doing a PR, you got a place you can put in your website, put in your up at the very top, and
Well, there's other things I want to learn. I do have a fan page on,
mhm.
you know, Facebook. I think I got maybe 27 likes or something like that. Twitter account, I don't for some reason like I need all them dummy books about Twitter and Facebook, all that kind of stuff. You know, but like I said, I don't understand. My that's not my name spell. You spelled my name wrong. INE.
I just looked at that. I was wondering if I did.
Yeah.
It can't be me.
Um. But yeah, I friended you the other day. I mean, you sent me a friend message and I accepted it. So
Yeah.
I should be all. Yeah, there I am. There I am at the
All
top.
right.
Yeah, and that's an old picture of me from high
That's all
school.
right.
So
I use an old picture too.
I don't like that picture. But what I want to say is
I thought, yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I'm just saying that there's a lot of social media I need to learn about. You know,
Well,
I do
start out
uh,
one thing at a
I
time. You know, learn one thing at a time. You know, IBO is, you know, as far as you know, business. As far as business is concerned, you know, it's a great social site. It's fantastic, and because what happens is, you know, you see these people right here. If you're looking at the screen, obviously you are. You've got you had three people there that read and comment that, and I'm apologize because I know I read it too. I didn't comment on it. Uh, I tried to comment on everything, but you know you're doing good. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. But like I said, what you have here is an article that would interest people. You know they don't want to know about your business because they got a business of their own. What they want to know is just you know interesting things. And when you write something interesting, they'll read it and they'll comment on it and they'll share it. And but more than that, they'll come back. You know, the next day or next week or next time they happen to be on IBO, they'll come back looking. Say, she wrote a good article. I'm gonna go look see what else she got. You know, and so they keep looking at it. What happens is you start branding yourself that way. people start, learning who you are, and they start looking for what you have to say, and then they are a whole lot more interested in what you have to say about your business because they're interested in the other things you say. But one thing that they do is when they see your PR, they can always come back over here and look at your profile. Now I'm gonna share with you one thing, and Don probably I hope agree with me. Your profile's pretty plain. It's pretty plain.
Yeah, it is.
Right here in this area, right here, you need to write something. Write something about you. Tell a little bit about you to let people know who you are. They want to know who you are, so let them know a little bit who you are, and you can list some of your businesses. You can list your businesses over here under businesses. And so and you can list all of them that you're involved with and everything. But that those two areas right there are really really important for as IBO is concerned because what you're doing is you're branding yourself. You're helping people learn who you are. But rather than and so many people get on and to write a PR and they'll write something all about their business and and I know because I've made that mistake many times already. Uh, they get on and they plaster all kind of links and everything and won't tell people to go look at my site and stuff like that. And people don't want to do that, but they want to read interesting little tidbits and things like that. So like you said, what something interesting happened to you today. You talking to somebody, or I'll be honest with you. The story you relayed to us about I think it was a nursing home you was talking about where they're doing the crocheting or knitting or whatever it was.
Oh, the senior
Senior center. Y'all
center.
ought to know
Senior
that
center.
because my mother worked for a senior center till the day she retired, which was and she didn't retire until she was 85 years old. So I ought to know about senior centers, but that that little bit that you related there, you could put it down in PR form. Just it doesn't have to be a whole lot. Just a short, like I said, I think 250 words is what you got to have on there. Uh, and people are interested in reading things like that. They're interested in knowing things like that. And when you do that, you know they like what you got. They'll comment on it. They'll share it. Share it out on Twitter and Facebook and places like that. And that gets your name out, and that gets exposure to you. And the people come and look at your PR. If they're interested at all in you, they'll go over here and they'll click and find out what who you are, what it's about, and everything. And that's where you got the opportunity on your PR to tell people who you are. You know. So
Yeah, I want to get a banner. I see somebody else got their banner up
yeah,
there.
yeah, that's your
Um,
advertising, right? I don't know if that's not yours, is it? Um,
no, it's not
that
mine.
you do that when you over on when you go to my advertising. Let's see if I can find out. Yeah, you go right there to my advertising and create banner ads. These are some banner ads that I have created, and you can run those. And of course, you convert credits. You get 100 credits every time you write a PR. So but don't make it a chore. Don't make it something that's like a punishment to you. Make it something that's fun to do. You know, when you got time and you can sit down and just relate an interesting story that happened to you today or something. So you know, Don, you're the expert. I'm sitting here running my mouth, and you're the absolute expert on IBO. Sure.
No, I don't know if I'm an expert, but you've told her all the right things, all the right reasons. I couldn't agree with you more. Uh, Corinne, you and your hustle that you're doing, you probably pick up a lot of things that you could write a story about every day, or when you feel like it. But something that just grabs people's attention, and like Mike said, they They like to read about you and your stories. They don't want to see your copy and paste article from the website of the opportunity that you're selling. They don't care to see that. But they do like to read stories, and by your stories, like Mike said, you're branding yourself, and it's like everything else. You gotta stick with it. You can't quit, but you will eventually pick up a following.
Okay.
And always read and share other people's blogs, because it's human nature to want to reciprocate. When you do something for somebody, they feel like they have to reciprocate and do something for you.
Well, I do that. I go in, like I said, in the morning. I try to, before I leave for the day, I try to at least go in and say good morning, how's everybody, or say put a scripture up there or something like that, and then I'll go in and I'll view a couple of other people's PRs and comment on them and things of that. And I congratulate the featured member of the day, and if somebody new comes on, I always go in and congratulate them and things like that. So, but like I said, it's just that by the time I get out there on my, start doing what I'm doing, and by the time I come back in the house and, I have a little Yorkie dog. He wants some attention, and he gets mad, because I've been gone all day, and, it's just I get home, and by the time I take my shower and get comfortable and relax, it's like next thing I know, I'm gone. I'm out, so, and then it's like I think about it, and I said, well, I should have, posted, went back on IBO or said something, so it's, I'm just, I am beating myself up, because I'm not feeling like I'm being productive enough,
well,
but.
That's something not to do, too. Don't beat yourself up. And I understand being out of energy and not feeling like doing it, but when you're in those moods that you do feel like it, do you write in an offline word processor or something, or do you do it online when you write a blog?
Oh, I just type it in word processing on my laptop, and then I save it. I have a section, a folders of blogs, and I'll just save it in there and stuff like it. So I got 2 blogs that I just did, like I just said, that I haven't even posted yet. Cause
what I started to say was when you do have the energy and the time, go ahead and write, if you can write 2 or 3 of them and just save them. And then on those days that you don't feel like it, you could post one of those from the day that you did feel like it. I'm terrible about being consistent on my blogging too. To keep that star, you have to put one up every 48 hours, and I'm terrible about that. So I'm not following my own preaching here, but I do that occasionally. When I'm really in the mood to write, I'll write a few of them, and then on the days that I need one, I'll put it up there if I've got them. It's what I call having them in the bank. But
okay.
I understand where you're coming from, not having the energy and being tired and everything. But when you do have it, the energy, and you feel like writing, go ahead and write a few of them and just save them and drip them out on the days that you don't.
Okay. All right.
Let me share with you one more little thing, and I'm on your blog site here, the latest one you have posted up there, and you just got a new comment on that, by the way, and so now you've got 4 people commenting. Yeah.
Oh, Sandy.
One thing you might want to do, when it doesn't take a lot of time, but it will have mountains of results for you, is to come in and check your latest blog and look and see who. Click on those people, and it'll take you to their page, and you can look at their latest PR and just bring up their latest PR, read it, and comment on it. This was a real good one, by the way. Then I clicked on, but go down there and comment on theirs. It'll only take you just a minute or two, but leave them a comment and tell them how just be honest about it. Don't. It really bothers me. A lot of times I write a PR and somebody will come in and tell me, what a great PR, and I can tell by what they've said that they hadn't even bothered to read it at all. Uh, that's okay if they don't want to read it, but but anyway, comment on them and then go over and share. Somewhere you can find it. I'm not real good. Write it right here. You can share that, you can like it and then you can share it off on Twitter and G+1, or you can come down here to any number of the social Facebook and stuff like that and share it for them. You don't have to go out and share it to every one of them. Just but share it to Twitter if it's real simple, and it just takes clicking a couple clicks and you've done it. But what that does is that puts their name out to to all the people out there on. If you did it on Twitter, it'll put their name out there on all the tweeters, and people will come look at their PRs. But people will do the same thing for you if you do that. If you start making a habit, and we're only talking about a very few minutes, just a few minutes to do that sort of thing. But it'll people, just what Don said, people will reciprocate. They'll come back and do it for you, and that starts getting your name and your following out there, and branding you and branding your business, and people, and you'll be really surprised what effect that'll have, not only just on your readership, but on your business in general. It's a real simple little task to do, and it doesn't take long to do. It just a few minutes. So on some of them days when you just don't feel like you got time to, you know, or don't feel like doing it a whole lot, just click on there and share.
Oh, she's got a lot of press
Oh
releases.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, some of us been doing this for a few years, and we've got a bunch of them, a whole lot of them. But you know, you don't. It's a real good practice to be in. To you know, throw up at least one a day. You can put two a day. I think that's the limit they put on you, but you don't have to. Like Don said, and it's what I do. It honestly, what Don just told you is what I do. I write them offline. I don't write them online. I write them offline, and I'll when I'm in a mood or something like that, I'll write two or three or four or five, and then I can come out and you know I know I can post two a day. I'll just go out and pick a couple of them that have already been written. I've already written, and I'll post them up. Um, so it you know I don't have to take the time every day to write a new blog every day. It's just when I happen to be in a good writing mood. Uh,
Well, how do you bring it from the, like, say you write it in WordPress or something? How do you bring it from there to the
well,
IBO?
one thing, I don't write it in WordPress. Okay, I write it in Word, or I write it on Notepad. Notepad is probably the absolute best way to do it. Best one you can do it on. Write them in Notepad, uh, because it's just a little text editor. And then what you do is you just copy and paste. You copy it out of Notepad and come over and paste it back into the text editor for the PR.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right,
Now,
got it.
WordPress is great, and I write blogs in WordPress all the time. I've got two or three WordPress blogs out there that I write on. Uh, but what I found is if you try to copy it out of WordPress and copy it over into your IBO, and I try to do that sometimes, you come out with some really ugly looking you know, doing work.
Well, thanks for that information, because I don't want to put
It,
no
it,
ugliness
it just doesn't
out there.
transfer real good from WordPress over to IBO. So, you know, anyway, we're running kind of long here tonight. Does anybody else have anything they need to ask or want brought up?
No, I got to go to the
Alrighty,
hospital.
well, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna go ahead and close out here. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody back again here on Tuesday night. We appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. If nobody else has anything, we'll go ahead and say good night and see you next Tuesday.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody. We'll be praying
Thank
for
you.
you, David.
Thank you,
God
Mike.
bless.
To stop conference recording, press your conference recording has stopped.